going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap, spring training edition. We are less than 2 weeks away. I believe that we're 10 days away from spring training. I could not be more excited. And speaking of being excited, I picked up 2 crazy cards at the card shop yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and show those on my second channel. The link is in the description down below. I'll upload that a little bit later. But aside from that, we have so much to talk about today. The Royals are kind of cheating their players. That is what everyone is saying over on Twitter. However, I don't believe that is the case. We'll talk about that. The Rockies, like the title says, they are embarrassing themselves yet again. This actually happened in 2020, but it was uncovered and brought to light. It is not looking good for Colorado fans. And then also, Shohei Ohtani. I'm speechless. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking baseball. And the first thing that I want to bring up is the fact that Roberto Clemente is officially coming to the MLB The Show franchise. Finally, he wears number 21. MLB The Show 21 is coming out this year. I mean, it makes perfect sense. So let me know in the comment section down below. Are you going to be picking up MLB The Show 21? If not, also let me know. But I am going to be playing that game like crazy this year. So many gameplays are about to come out, so make sure you guys stick around for MLB The Show. I know that we tend to fanboy over a few players on this channel. I mean, a couple that I can think of: Wander Franco, Bobby Witt Jr., Fernando Tatis Jr., and Shohei Ohtani, and then we have Grady Sizemore every now and then, and Jared Kelnick. A lot of people are just so exciting in the game. Shohei Ohtani might be the most exciting player in baseball because yesterday he faced off against the Padres, and let me read off this stat line. Shohei Ohtani threw 101.9 miles an hour. Let's just round it up to 102. He was 2 for 2 with a walk, and he struck out 5 and 4 innings and only gave up 1 single run. He was the Angels leadoff hitter that was also their starting pitcher, throwing 102. He got on base every single time. What? He is so good at what he does. Even Blake Snell had to comment on what he saw live in person because Blake Snell was the starting pitcher for the Padres, and afterwards he came out and said that Shohei is a freak, and he says that in a good way. Not like, oh, he's a freak show. Oh, he should be in a circus. He's stupid. Well, I mean, technically, Shohei Ohtani, if there was some sort of baseball circus, he would be in it because he is a spectacle. He is someone that you would pay big bucks to go see. I mean, we've talked about him a lot over the last 2 weeks, but I'm not going to go much more in depth on Shohei today because I feel like I'm going to annoy you guys, but this kid, he's special. Now, someone who is no longer a kid, 30-year-old Salvador Perez just got a 4-year extension worth $82 million from the Kansas City Royals. And then on the same day, Jorge Soler hit a 484-foot bomb. I want him to hit 50 home runs so bad in 2021. And we're going to bring up this graphic right here. Let me know in the comment section down below. Out of all of the guys that you see, who do you think is going to be the home run leader going into the next season? Or do you think that maybe there's someone not on that graphic that is going to claim it? So please let me know. Now, speaking of the Royals, like I mentioned in the intro, they have been accused of cheating their star top prospect, Bobby Witt Jr., out of their opening day roster spot. He had 3 home runs and an .851 OPS and almost 40 at-bats in spring training, but he was sent down, so he will not be in the opening day lineup. And a lot of people are upset by this because they're saying that he performed very well and he should be in that lineup on opening day. However, they don't really have a spot for him right now because they have Mondesi at shortstop. They just gave Hunter Dozier a big contract extension. They have Whit Merrifield at second base, so there's not really a lot of room, and he only has 37 games in rookie ball. He hasn't played in AA, AAA. He hasn't done any of that, so he needs a little bit more development. I'm totally okay with that. So for people to say that they are manipulating his service time, I don't agree with that because the Royals, if anything, they're doing it right. They are second to last in revenue, but they just gave an extension to Salvi and Hunter Dozier. So to me, the Royals, after trading for Andrew Benintendi and signing Carlos Santana, I don't think that they're doing anything wrong, in my opinion. Bobby Witt Jr. just needs more time. That's my opinion. Now, another younger guy that we've talked about a ton, Julio Rodriguez. I'm just going to refer to him as J-Rod for the rest of his career. He hit a solo shot, and then Jared Kelnick, he came back from his injury a few days ago. Both of them have been playing extremely well, and unlike Bobby Witt Jr., they have made it past the latest cuts. Now, obviously, the way that this channel works is we say something, and then 4 seconds later, news breaks. So by the time that this video comes out, they they could very well be cut and forced down to the minor league squad, but they have been doing so well, honestly, that I expect both of them to make Major League camp, J-Rod and Kelenic. Let's talk about this Rockies situation real quick before we talk about the rest of the actual baseball news. So back in 2020, the Rockies laid off a bunch of clubbies. If you don't know what a clubby is, they are the people that shine the shoes and they do the laundry, all of the dirty work for the players, but they really enjoy it because they get to have a special connection with the team as well as the players. Well, unfortunately for those clubbies, it came to light that the Rockies laid them off and then they chose not to hire them back. And what they did, they forced the player development staff as well as the other staffers in the front office to do the dirty work of the clubbies. How can you even get away with that? So they furloughed a bunch of people. A lot of them lost their jobs and never got it back. And in return, the Rockies doubled the load of the player development staff by making them shine the shoes and do the laundry and go get coffee and all these different things for the players. So essentially, they were working 2 shifts, and I don't know if they were being paid overtime, but it just goes to show you how the Rockies just do not get it. The fact that they gave away Nolan Arenado and $50 million for not a single top 5 prospect, and now they're doing this to their own employees, furloughing them, and then the people that they do keep, making them work 2 jobs. What are you thinking? But yeah, if you're a Rockies fan, I'm gonna actually let you have a free pass to root for another team for the next 2 years because, I mean, Trevor Story has to get traded. This report makes them look awful. I mean, me as a Cleveland fan, when we're looking better than your squad, that's not good. So Pirates fans and Rockies fans, I give you free roam to root for any team that you want in 2021 and 2022. A lot of people might be upset with that, but come on, Rockies fans, Pirates fans, we all feel bad for them. Let's not pile it on. Francisco Lindor is heating up. Cannot believe that I'm saying that because, again, it just reminds me that he is no longer on Cleveland. He is with the New York Mets. He had a 2-run bomb yesterday, so he is now up to 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and a 910 OPS in 11 games, and he only has 5 strikeouts in those 11 games. That was a bigger issue in 2020, so it looks like Francisco Lindor is firing on all cylinders, and he is for sure about to put up an MVP year. I'm happy for him. A lot of people say that I'm salty, and I don't like the fact that he's there. He's great for the city of New York. I believe that he's going to become one of the bigger faces of baseball now that he's in a bigger market. So it's just, it goes together like peanut butter and jelly. I love Francisco Lindor as a Met. It's fine. I can be sad at the same time. We're going to go ahead and break down some of the best pitchers in baseball that started yesterday, beginning with Shane Bieber. You know, a fun little fact from you guys, I did not know that he was younger than Justin Bieber. I easily thought that Shane was about 27, 28 years old, probably the same age as Justin. No, Bieber is 2 years, I should say, Justin Bieber is 2 years older. Moving on over to Garrett Cole, who had 8 strikeouts and allowed just 1 run in 5 innings of work yesterday versus the Blue Jays. The Yankees are cooking right now. Max Scherzer is looking to bounce back. I mean, he's not a good and productive 2020, but he was not a Cy Young caliber pitcher. He had 6 strikeouts in 5 innings, and so far through 13 innings, he has 20 strikeouts, looking nasty. And then Jacob deGrom had 5 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings yesterday. It was scoreless as well. So between Bieber, Cole, Scherzer, and deGrom, who is going to have the best season? Does Corey Seager know that every single baseball he hits for a home run, that they have a family? Because I don't think that he cares. He doesn't seem like a nice guy, because yesterday he hit what seems like a 500-foot home run for his league-leading 6 home run in spring training. I mean, he is just a man on a mission to prove to everyone that he is in fact the best offensive shortstop in baseball. Defensively, you can never make that case. And then Jazz Chisholm, this might be a little bit hyperbolic, but he reminds me of a young Corey Seager. The cut that he makes, his speed. Jazz Chisholm is now up to 3 home runs and an almost 900 OPS in spring. I fully expect him to be the starting second baseman for the entirety of 2021. And if he can play at that ceiling, he could be a kind of poor man's, which sounds bad, but a poor man's Corey Seager is still an elite player. So we talked a lot about the Angels today and really just Shohei Ohtani, but another player I want to highlight real quick is Albert Pujols. So he went yard yesterday, and I wanted to look at his stats because I know that he's close to 700 career home runs. He is 38 home runs away. So at 41 years old, I'm going to ask you guys, do we think that Albert Pujols is going to be able to find the fountain of youth for the next 2 years and be able to accumulate 38 bombs. So all he has to do is average 19 home runs for the next 2 years. I believe that 19 plus 19 is 38. If it's not, I'm gonna feel really stupid. But yeah, at 41 years old, his wife came out and said that this might be his last year in baseball. To me, it's probably not gonna happen. And last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about the league leaders in terms of stats that I care about. The Red Sox are leading everyone in OPS, and again, this is for spring training. The Royals are still in first place in wins. The Blue Jays have the lowest ERA, and then the Angels, go figure, are the #1 team in regards to saves, and that was one of their bigger issues over the last few seasons. Their bullpen was atrocious, so if they can be even marginally better, they're going to have a much better shot at making the playoffs. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today's MLB recap. Let me know what you think of Roberto Clemente coming to MLB The Show 21, Shohei Ohtani throwing 102 and then going 2 for 2 at the plate with a walk, and then Bobby Witt Jr. being sent down. Do we think that's okay? And then also the Rockies stiffing their player development staff as well as their clubbies, and it just, again, if you're a Rockies fan, go be a Dodgers fan for the rest of the season. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the second channel for these crazy little cards. They're insane.